What if the diet culture is wrong? Or I'm going to say it more strongly, the diet culture is wrong. And what do I mean by that? I mean that we have, since the day we were born, whether we remember it or not, have been told that our bodies are not okay with the way they are. And that's such a great marketing strategy to make you feel like you're less than, that you need to be something different than you are, and you need a product, activity, a membership to be closer to that cultural ideal. And we have been fed that our whole lives. And I was just reading something about, how much money goes into the diet industry. And worldwide, some estimates are as high as $400 billion. Isn't that insane? I think like at least what was it, like 185 billion was for the US alone. Think what we could do if we put that money that we're all individually contributing in various ways to something better. The care of our elderly, our school systems, feeding the poor. Like there's just so many better ways to spend that money. But I want us to think about our bodies differently. I've been a licensed mental health counselor for almost 30 years, and a big chunk of my practice has been working with women struggling with body image issues and various eating disorders and emotional eating and all of those things. And it is such a trap. It's a trap for everybody. I'm going to speak mostly for women, not only because I've worked mostly with women, but also I am a woman. And I have not been spared falling into the diet trap door. I haven't, even with all of my knowledge. Even with all of my knowledge. I am currently 150-ish pounds. I don't own a scale, so I'm not exactly sure, but like once a year I get weighed at the doctor's. And I'm almost 5'5", probably 5'4" now that I'm getting older. And I have fought my whole life to be 108 pounds. Why is that number in my head? I don't know. I acquired it somewhere along the line, reading Shape magazine. Do you remember those? Slim Fast commercials. Like, and the drugs, what's some of those amphetamine type drugs that when we were younger people were pushing? I had a friend's mom who gave us diet medication. And I know it was like some form of speed because I remember my heart racing. I didn't take it for long. I tried it. But anyway, we are taught early on that our bodies are not enough, and that the fashion industry and the diet industry choose certain body styles that are, less than 1% of women's bodies. The thin, nearly 6 foot, long legged, lean, narrow hip body style, and has identified that as the cultural idea or goal, at least for the culture in the US, for the most part. And then anybody who is not that has to be committing their lifelong energy, resources, money, time to getting there. And it's such a lie. It's such a lie. We have certain control over some parts of our self care and how we treat ourselves, right? Like we can choose to live a healthy lifestyle, making relatively good food choices, although I am a strong believer that there is room in a healthy diet for any food. Um, we could be making pretty healthy food choices. We could be moving fairly frequently and, just taking decent care of our bodies. And our bodies will fall within a range that is basically genetically determined. And that range, as long as all of our labs and everything look good, is fine, is actually fine. But that is not the message from the world, is it? It's not. We have a general dissatisfaction unless we look at that ideal that's put up there. And there's been lots of studies that have shown that the farther you are from the identified cultural ideal in terms of beauty, body, weight, and shape, the farther you perceive yourself from that, the greater your level of dissatisfaction. And then dissatisfaction in motivational psychology drives us toward change. And then that's where the marketing comes in. where we say, how can we need that gym membership? We need those personal trainers. We need, diet products and, all of those things. We all know those things. But what if? What if we decided to just focus on health? How on our annual physical, how did our labs look? How is our body functioning overall? And making choices that are consistent with that. And taking care of our bodies because we want to be strong, healthy, maintain our independence, especially at this age. We want to be able to stand up out of a chair. We want to be able to go up a flight of stairs. We want to be able to carry our groceries in from the car or pick up our grandkids or carry our dog. I have a little dog. If you have a big dog, then maybe not. But you know what I mean. We want to maintain our autonomy and our independence for as long as possible. And so, what if those were our goals instead? Wouldn't how we spend our money and how we spend our time in terms of all of this look differently than if we were trying to fit into a certain type of clothing or size of clothing, or if we are trying to hit a certain number on a scale? Like, what if we just threw all of those expectations out? Are we strong enough to do that? Are we strong enough to say, I don't care what I weigh, I don't care about the size of my pants, I don't even really care about the appearance or smoothness of my skin or the shape of my body? What I do care about is being healthy, strong, and independent. And whatever I need to do to be there, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to let go of the rest. One of the questions I would ask women who would come in struggling, sometimes they would hide behind the, I just want to be my healthiest self. And I say, okay, if you were the last person on earth, and let go of any logic or it doesn't work, but if you were the last person on earth and you had, all the resources around you, you weren't scraping for survival, would you care what size pants you wore? Would you care to weigh yourself every day and the number on the scale? Would you care if your thighs were perfectly smooth and your tummy was flat? Literally, if nobody would ever lay eyes on you again. No, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care because we are so obsessed with the pressure of image culture and attraction, just the pressure around us. But what if we as women, especially women of our age, absolutely let this all go and said, I'm going to focus on strength, health, and independence? And if we all do that, then we can peel away the resources that are going into the empty world of the diet industry and apply them to other things. It's not just a good thing to free up space in our heart and our minds and our wallets, but it could contribute, if we all do that, focusing on healthier things, than the lies that we have been told by the diet industry. It's a business. The diet industry is a business. Let's not fall for those lies anymore. It reminds me of this thing when I was in high school. Us girls got together. This was in the 80s, early 80s. And a big group of us girls got together, seniors, and we were saying, we're just so tired of makeup and whatever, and let's choose, whatever, a day of the week, and we're not going to wear makeup. We're all agreeing not to wear makeup. Not just one person could do it, because that would just be crazy. We're not going to do our hair. We're not going to do our makeup. We're going to come in. We're going to be relaxed. We're going to be comfortable. We're going to look natural. And everybody agreed upon it, planned ahead of time. We were excited about it. And all of us but two girls did it. And those two girls ruined it for the rest of us. If we had all done it, it felt like more of this combined effort. Now, it was still a good experience. Don't get me wrong. But my challenge to you, my challenge to you is, can you join me? Can you join me in letting go of the diet, body image, body shape, weight, size, expectations that you've been fed your whole life? Let it go. Can you embrace the quest for health, the quest for maintaining your independence, the quest for strength? And if you can, that's awesome. Comment down below to encourage each other. If you can't quite get there, I'd love to know why. What are your barriers? What are the stumbling blocks that can't quite get you to making the commitment to letting go of any expectations around your body weight, shape, and size. I would love to know that, and we could support each other and learn from each other too. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and I can't wait to, hear your wisdom and your experience in this area. Take care of yourself and go enjoy the rest of your day.